really ranges. I mean, people are really aware of obviously the cost of energy, that it's not going to go down, that it's going to keep increasing. People are looking for an efficient system that's going to have the least amount of impact, obviously the smallest footprint of their energy use to provide heating, cooling, and hot water for their home. So we've had customers in townhouses call us that are looking to do that. Obviously, townhouse is not always the best application. We've had customers in 15, 20,000 square foot homes, mansions if you call them, that have wanted this. So the customer really ranges, and it's actually being used tremendously throughout in government buildings, schools, office buildings, for another economical, renewable energy way to heat, cool, and provide hot water as well. So the first step we'll do is we'll come in and do an evaluation, find out just very simple questions. Are you comfortable in your home? How does the home feel in the winter? How does the home feel in the summer? And kind of get an overall idea of what type of client we're dealing with and what are the problems they're dealing with, because we want to correct the entire system. A lot of times it has to do with ductwork. That's the distribution system that most of the geothermal systems are connected to. So we either repair, replace, we'll seal ductwork, we'll re-insulate it, we'll take whatever measure necessary to make sure it's efficient as possible. Once we get done, we'll provide a manual J heat load calculation, which basically we spend the time, measure the house, find out the construction values, run it through our software program, and then we'll be able to find out the exact amount of heating and cooling requirements needed for the home. We'll size the system to that to make sure the geothermal can handle the requirements of the home, and then along with that we will submit a estimated energy cost savings to let the customer know what to expect in terms of how long it will take to recover on their investment, payback. Estimated operating costs for heating, cooling, and hot water, and also we do comparisons. So if the customer is considering even an air source system or going back to fossil fuel, they'll see the exact costs of their investment, how long it takes to recover, and then they'll realize that for themselves. It's extremely quiet. I mean, I've had customers where their refrigerator is louder running than the geothermal system. So a lot of that question I get initially, well, does it make a lot of noise? Do I feel it when it runs? That's not an issue at all. The way it's been done, I guess the last 10 or 15 years, is doing closed geothermal loops, where basically there's a loop piping that goes straight down into the well. This is vertical, it comes back up as one loop, and that's used with a polyethylene piping. Now that piping is very, very, very well made. Most manufacturers carry a 50-year warranty on the piping, but essentially, once the piping's in that well, it's going to last all of us. It's going to be there. It's basically a structure as part of the house. So when you put a well in, a geothermal well, it's going to be with the house as long as the house is around. All the piping connections, because that's a concern I get too, what if there's a leak in that piping or in the well? Well, what happens is all the piping connections are created by a heat fusion weld, where basically the pipe is heated, fused, and welded and pressed together for a certain amount of time, and it creates that connection. So it's not like a solvent weld like a PVC pipe would be, where there's a possibility there with a solvent weld not to take. This is basically heat fusion welding is what is being done. Then on top of that, once the connections are made, we basically pressure test all the loop piping, let it sit for a certain amount of time, and then from there, once it passes that pressure test, then we go ahead and backfill everything in. So we take a lot of precaution to make sure that the system is being installed properly, and they're not going to have any problems after the fact. And throughout that process, once the system is installed, our company, Supreme Air, we come out for that first year at no charge to the customer, and we make sure that the system is being maintained properly. We'll maintain it. We make any adjustments to the loop, and that's mainly the first time of year where you'll get an expansion or contraction of loop piping as the temperature changes and the earth and temperature changes from the geothermal system operating in different seasons. You have to make some slight adjustments to the loop, but after that point, the loop and the system lasts essentially forever. That's the main thing. We try to address the customer and make sure they understand we're going to take care of the comfort needs, energy cost saving needs, and provide an overall solution for what they're looking to do.